Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we peel back the layers of corporate filings to find the hidden stories. And today we're looking at XMax Inc. It seems like they've been busy making some financial moves behind the scenes. Before we dive in, if you like getting these insights without the jargon, make sure you are subscribed. And hey, we've got a great community over on Discord linked in the description below where we discuss all things finance. So what is the big news from XMax Incorporated? Well, it looks like they've just injected a significant amount of cash into one of their subsidiary funds, and the details might be more interesting than they first appear. Let's decode this. First off, we're looking at a current report Form 8K filed by XMax Incorporated. This is for events that shareholders really need to know about quickly. The key date here is the 4th of February 2026. XMax Incorporated is a Nevada company, and they have a NASDAQ stock market listing under the ticker symbol XWIN. The main event here is an agreement XMax's subsidiary, XMax Beta Holdings Limited, which is based in the Cayman Islands, made with preamble X capital I. Essentially, XMax is putting more money into this investment fund. They've subscribed an additional amount of $3,048,773.6 US. This is a big chunk of change that significantly boosts their ownership in preamble X capital I, bringing it up to almost its entirety, about 99.9%. This suggests XMax is really doubling down on this particular investment vehicle. It is worth noting that Allocations Fund Administration, LLC, is managing this fund, and for XMax's significant stake, the management fee is 0%. That is a nice perk, meaning they're not paying extra to have this fund managed right now. This subscription was completed on the 4th of February 2026. Now this is where it gets a little more complex and arguably more interesting. On the 4th of February 2025, which was a year before the XMax investment, preamble X capital I itself made an investment. They subscribed for 34,963 equity certificates in something called an SPV, a special purpose vehicle, for the exact same amount of $3,048,773.6 US. This SPV is essentially a company set up for a specific purpose. And what do these certificates represent? They represent a share in Series B preferred stock of xAI Holdings Corp, which is a Nevada corporation commonly known as xAI. This xAI Series B preferred stock is then held by another fund. So XMax is channeling money through its subsidiary into preamble X capital I, which then invested in an SPV which holds shares in another company's stock. It's like a financial relay race. The reason for this structure is often to isolate risk or to facilitate specific types of investments. The full agreement is filed as an exhibit, and while we won't bore you with the legal nitty-gritty, the key takeaway is that XMax Inc., through its subsidiary, has committed over $3 million to gain near total control of this investment vehicle, which in turn has its own investment in the xAI project. Beyond detailing material agreements, this filing also lists the exhibits. Notably, Exhibit 10.1 is the subscription agreement we just discussed, specifically between XMax Beta Holdings Limited and preamble X capital I. There is also Exhibit 104, which is the interactive data file. This is pretty standard for modern filings, allowing for easier analysis by machines. And finally, the report is signed by Xiaohua Lu, who is the Chief Executive Officer of XMax Inc. The signing date is the 6th of February 2026, just a couple of days after the reported events. Now, let's look at the bigger picture here. XMax Inc. is investing heavily into preamble X capital I, making itself almost the sole owner. This preamble X capital I then previously invested a similar amount into an SPV that holds equity in xAI Holdings Corp, or xAI. This suggests XMax sees significant potential in xAI, enough to consolidate ownership of the investment vehicle that supports it. The fact that the management fee is 0 for XMax's stake is also a positive sign, indicating favorable terms for the parent company. What are the implications? Well, for one, XMax is clearly signaling a strong strategic focus on the ventures held within preamble X capital I, particularly xAI, by taking on almost full ownership of this investment fund. They are taking on more direct control and potentially more risk, but also more reward if xAI proves successful. The structure itself with the SPV and preferred stock might be designed to protect their investment or give them specific rights within xAI. We don't see any specific financial tables detailing XMax's own balance sheet or income statement in this particular 8K. This filing is more about disclosing a specific material event, which is the acquisition of a larger stake in their investment vehicle. However, investors should be keeping an eye on how this investment in xAI performs. If xAI is a growing startup with high potential, this move by XMax could be a shrewd one, positioning them to benefit greatly from its future success. Conversely, if xAI struggles, XMax will bear the full brunt of that setback. Looking at this from a Warren Buffett perspective, it's about understanding the underlying business. XMax isn't just buying more stock, they're buying control of an entity that has a significant stake in another entity, xAI. The question is, what is xAI? What industry is it in? What is its competitive advantage? Without that information readily available in this filing, it's hard to give a definitive judgment on the long-term success. However, the commitment of over $3 million and the drive for near total ownership certainly indicates a high conviction from XMax's management. A notable risk here is the multi-layered investment structure. Such complexity can sometimes obscure the true value or the true risks of the underlying asset. Investors should seek to understand xAI's business thoroughly. Another point to consider is the timing. The preamble X capital I investment in the SPV happened in 2025, and XMax is now solidifying its control in 2026. This suggests a deliberate rather than impulsive strategy. The zero management fee is a definite positive, reducing drag on returns. In conclusion, XMax Inc. is making a bold move to consolidate its interest in an investment fund tied to xAI. This signals strong confidence in xAI's future prospects. The key to understanding the wisdom of this move lies in the performance and potential of xAI itself. For now, it appears to be a strategic play driven by management's belief in a specific venture. Alright, that is our breakdown of XMax Incorporated's latest filing. What do you think about this investment strategy? Does it signal smart growth or increased risk? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth corporate insights. And don't forget to join the conversation on our Discord server, linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Decode.